Thank you. Today, I think I will give you a broad perspective on uh, what is the landscape of some of the technologies which are really driving the future of economy and also affecting the quality of human life. And what is in store for a country like us to take advantage of that situation. As all of you know that in the last several years, the information and communications technology has made tremendous progress. In fact, as you know that there has been an exponential growth in cellular mobile communications. We had 2G, 3G, 4G, and now we will start seeing the deployment of the 5G itself. 5G, in fact, brings really a paradigm shift in the communications technology, in the sense that it is not just for human-to-human communications or human-to machine communications, but even now we are talking of machine-to-machine communications. And in that sense, the 5G and beyond technology will touch almost each sector of the economy, be it the retail sectors or the transportation sectors or education sectors or health sectors, and so on. The 5G use cases, in fact, are not only in terms of the enhanced mobile broadband offering very high peak data rates, but will also open up the possibility of very low latency communications, extremely low latency, like 1 millisecond, massive machine type communications, where a large number of devices, almost touching 10 to the power 6 per square kilometer, can be deployed in the system. Another key thing that is happening now in this information and communications technology is increased softwareizations that is happening. And in fact, I will talk shortly that how that increased softwareizations can be really exploited by a country like us. Other technologies like the convergence of cloud computing and communications, convergence of broadcast and broadband, and also features like network slicing, which are enabled by software defined networking and network function virtualizations, is really bringing in a paradigm shift in the way in which the networks are deployed and services are offered. Another thing that we are seeing it in the deep tech is the evolution of the artificial intelligence and machine learning. In fact, the edge computing in 5G and beyond technologies will in fact facilitate the use of artificial intelligence when we talk of service delivery, bringing closer to the source, enabling a very scalable and distributed AI paradigm. The artificial intelligence and machine learning use cases, which will get enabled in future with the deployment of IoT and mobile devices, will open up a possibility of innumerable use cases and applications. For example, in agriculture and farming, AI and 5G powered analytics of crop data, soil analysis and soil health monitoring, integration of storage and agricultural productions, and also improved advisory and guidance of crop production will all lead to a phenomenal change in the way the agriculture is perceived today. Same is also true when we bring it the AI and machine learning use cases in healthcare diagnosis and treatment. In fact, the next generation research in healthcare is happening increasingly at the intersection of engineering and medicine, particularly the radio diagnosis, medical imaging of patients can be enabled in a very significant way through the use of AI and ML. AI-based analysis of disease prevalence, identification of causes behind health issues like malnutrition, unavailability of safe drinking water, etc., can all be actually enabled through these deep tech technology like AI and ML. In fact, the artificial intelligence and machine learning, when you combine with cloud computing and 5G and beyond kind of communications technology, will actually enable the ease of living and the ease of doing business through an effective delivery of government services, use of mobile devices and AI to even deliver an effective e-government services, smart cities and villages where we can achieve energy efficiency, improved prediction for electricity demand, improved solid waste management, improved traffic management in cities, and all these things will actually lead to an improvement in the quality of life. Same is also true in terms of achieving the security of the financial transactions, which is actually extremely important for the online transactions. The use of these technologies in education and learning is also enabling an improved online environment, including, adaptive learning. And finally, with the industry 4.0, changing the manufacturing and supply chain, demand prediction, computation of storage, optimal stock levels, reconfiguration of shop floors, all these things are actually getting enabled through increasing use of the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, given the fact that AI, ML, and the advanced communications technology can build and bring a paradigm shift in the way in which we live. The question is that, what are the opportunities for a country like India? As all of you know, that currently, we are perceived as one of the emerging markets. In fact, in the telecom sectors, we are the second largest telecom market in the world. But unfortunately, we really lack in terms of innovations in these sectors. As a matter of fact, if you look at the number of IPRs that are generated in core ICT technologies, and these IPRs maybe in terms of designs or maybe in terms of the patents filed, the India scores really low. In fact, when the mobile communication technology moved from 2G to 3G to 4G, increasingly we have seen that the IPR contributions has moved from the US and the European world to the Asia Pacific regions. In fact, Asia has gradually been increasing its share of the standard essential patents in the mobile technology. And today, for example, if you look at the 5G kind of technologies, almost 65% of the IPRs, a very large fraction of the standard essential patents are being held by the Asian countries. However, the share of India is still very, very low. The same is true in other high-end technologies and the deep tech technologies, and that is something we need to really make a difference in that directions. If you look at the technologies like 5G and beyond, and also the AI and machine learnings, we have now seen that there is an increased softwareizations that is happening in the network elements. There is an increasing use of the softwares in the high-end technologies, and India can actually leverage its strength in the softwares in making a leapfrog in developing these technologies. A strong software leadership that is available, a strong talent pool that is available, I believe that can be very easily exploited for us to take a significant jump in terms of developing and deploying these technologies. At the same time, there is also an opportunity for us, and given the fact that we are an emerging market, to make a play by bringing in the very strong industry academia relationships. Today, for example, if you look at the university and the particularly if I look at the IITs, while there is a significant thrust now on the research and technology development. In fact, if you see most of the universities and IITs, they are now increasing focus on the incubation and innovation ecosystem. But there is still a lot to be done in terms of enhancing the translational research. In fact, there is a definite need for encouraging the university level research to convert the in-house or the lab prototypes and R&Ds to a commercializable products and technologies. There is, as you know, that we have this innovation environment, the triple helix, where the industry, academia, and the government are tightly coupled. Academia has a role to generate new ideas and train manpowers, and industry can implement these ideas as innovative products and processes. I believe that the translational route for academic research, where the academic faculty are involved in incubating startups and partnering with industry and companies, can actually really leverage the large talent pool that exists. And as I just mentioned, that we can actually take a leapfrog in these deep tech technologies because of the fact that many of these technologies are now relying on increasing softwareizations. Even the network elements are now built on the by using intelligent softwares and commodity hardwares. Gone are the days when the specialized hardwares and the specialized chips were actually needed. And in this context, therefore, I think it is important that we use our talent pools in software, we use our talent pool in the university and the academia to develop and deploy the technologies which actually can bring a significant change in both in our quality of life and the business environment. If you look at and particularly we have seen it after the COVID-19 pandemic, that not only the education and learning which shifted to online, but actually the whole business environment began actually the work from home. or what we call as the digital nomads. There are still some technical challenges in achieving a pervasive connectivity, which is in the form of providing an affordable broadband access, a secure communication, security of data, availability of collaboration tools, identity verifications. So there is a lot of opportunities for doing innovations in all these sectors, whether we call it an affordable access, whether we call it a secure data communications, whether we call a collaboration tools, and these kinds of innovations in tools and platforms combined with the applicability of the AI and machine learnings can actually bring a significant shift in the gig economy going forward. Finally, as I mentioned, that we have to really not only innovate, but many of these technologies, and particularly I'm talking of the technologies like 5G or beyond, also depend upon the standardizations and standards participations, including the standards essential patents, and therefore there is a need really to take Indian requirements and Indian IPRs and influence the global standards. And in this context, as I said earlier, that the university talent has a significant role to play, either in the form of faculty and students or in the form of the startups. Today, our country particularly is going through a significant economic and technology transformations. In fact, that we had seen in post-COVID and during COVID scenarios also. And there is therefore a need to have an untapped potential which exists not only in our metro cities, but also in the tier 1 and tier 2 cities. I believe that we can capitalize on the strength of potential that exists in the country. We are seeing now, or we are witnessing a significant upsurge of entrepreneurial trends in the entire nations. And given the fact that we have a long history of software skills, we can meaningfully tailor it into developing these deep tech technologies, thereby bringing an impact on the economy. So thank you very much.